What's up, Mystic Manifesting family? Nick with Mystic Manifesting here, and we are live as we do. That thing is really whitewashed up there, is it not? I'm gonna make myself more crispy on here. Turn this off. No, that doesn't work. Oh, you see my dirty desk. All right, let's go with this. We got a Q&A today. We're making up. This is Monday live on a Tuesday night because I was exhausted yesterday. So we're going to get done what we got to get done today. All right, guys. Eric, what's up, brother? John, how you doing, my brother? We are here. We're making up for Monday. Now let me get out my phone with the questions. If you guys have questions, drop them down below. And I should probably charge my phone right now. I do have a video that is going to drop tonight, but if I cannot get the one I want, I do have some backup ones, and we'll put those out. Okay, we'll process them. Man, trust the computer. Go ahead. All right, I'm trying to get to the questions for our Q&A. H, what's up, my brother? Okay, that's one too. We're going to get the questions from what people asked. We do have a lot of new people too, so they might be coming in. I'm trying to get a lot of things doing. I'm glad to hear you're doing better, brother. Nick, been having some really nice dreams of SP. My new job is going really good too. That's awesome. I'm happy to hear that, Eric. And that's showing that you got your subconscious finally impressed, and you got yourself in a good state, and you're looking for the positives. Regular at the gym. There you go. We got a bunch of new subscribers. It's saying we got 48 new subscribers. So if anyone comes in, we'll welcome them in. But I did make some posts asking about if people got questions. But I'll let some more people come in. I'll chat with you guys while we're here. Making good, steady money finally. There you go. Always a positive. And then you're always going to keep making money like that. And more. That's a good one. I'm working on that too. I got some credit cards I got to pay down and stuff. And then I'm waiting to see, what do you call it? Waiting to see who comes in here. I don't know if we should hang out and there's 3 of us chat for a little, 4 of us chat for a bit. But I want to, there's a couple people who are new that have made some comments, and I want to shout them out. Not shout them out, but like answer their questions and shout them out, I guess. I don't know if she's here, but if Andrea is here, I want to tell her thank you. She became a member of the channel, which I didn't even know we have a membership thing still. Thought I took it down because it would require me doing an extra live. But there's a membership thing, and she subscribed, so I want to tell her thank you because I do give shout-outs. I was reading what were the requirements I put down. I'm like, oh, I didn't even know I had this, so I'm shouting out Andrea. So thank you for being a member. If you guys got comments, drop them down below. I'm seeing we got more people coming in now. If you're one of the new people to the channel, welcome. It says we got 48 new people over the weekend. Yeah, these are some things I made some videos on too already. More on balance between sensitivity, masculinity, and stoicism, please. Yeah, I guess that's what kind of, and then I could segue that into what I was going to talk about, forgiveness, because I did have a question. I'm going to take H's one and I'm going to couple it with this question right here that I got. Said, hey, I'm not sure if you chose to go live today or not. I did not because I was tired, but I watched your video on forgiveness and I'm curious, do you actually have to have unconditional love? Unconditional love in the old story for me set me up like a doormat. And I did make a video on this question too a few minutes ago, but I think this pairs well with H's question right now. So do you have to have unconditional love for like everyone and everything? No, not necessarily, but I find that it's easier. And like the comment I just made on the live is, what do you gain from being mad at somebody and not forgiving them. When you're not forgiving someone, you hold resentment. And when you hold resentment and anger and pain, the only person who suffers with that is you. And to steal my dad's line from when I was a kid, when you're angry and hateful towards somebody else, that's drinking poison and hoping they get sick. All that's doing is hurting you. And they're living in your head rent free. And they don't even know they're living there. So that's why forgiveness is important to me. And the reason I said it in terms of, I love that name, Glizzy Gauntlet. It's going to distract me. That's funny, though. What do you call it? In terms of forgiving an SP and feeling like a doormat, have I been the doormat before? Yes. Have I been walked all over before? Yes, because I didn't know how to set boundaries. It's important to set boundaries. You can still forgive someone and love them, but from a distance. And if you return them to the universe, then the better version will come back to them later if that's truly your heart's desire. If you want to manifest somebody else, there's nothing wrong with that too. I feel a lot of people hold on to a specific person because they don't believe that they can find anyone else. So they rather sit there and eat shit than experience a new person. Now I've done both. I've had a new SP and I've had my old SP, and I just chose to stick with the one that I'm with now. But I don't see a point in not forgiving. You don't lose anything. It becomes it's ego and pride. And a lot of times you don't want to forgive because it's like, what will other people think of me if I do forgive? Well, if it helps you feel good to forgive, then why would you not? Because you're worried about what other people think? Once again, that's somebody else running your life. At the end, we're here to think for ourselves and love our lives. So for me, unconditionally loving everyone, even my enemies, is the best thing I can do. I don't have to be walked all over by you. I could set a boundary and say, listen, respectfully, I'm choosing not, like if it is a relationship thing, I'm not taking it. If it's a boss talking down to you or treating you like garbage, listen, man, I respect you. I wish you well, but you're not going to talk to me like that. I'm going to set a boundary. But once I set it, once that conversation is had, if they pop up in my head, I'm going to have an inner conversation, bless them, wish them well, and remove my attention from them because they are not worthy of my attention. This is where the forgiveness comes in. Because if you don't forgive, your energy goes back to them, and whatever you realize, you give energy to. So you keep flowing energy and wasting time, effort, and energy on something that don't matter. And there's no point to it. To me, it is very essential to be forgiving. You don't have to, because I've manifested without it. There's certain things you don't have to forgive, but for your own mental health, it's just easier to forgive. It feels good. And now that's where, if you're still in here, I would balance that same answer with how do you balance sensitivity, masculinity, and stoicism. It would be the same thing. The Stoics, what was it? Marcus Aurelius has a line about this too, where it's like, it was essentially the same thing that my dad said. It's like, why are you going to let someone else live in your head rent free? And what do you have to gain by hating them? Like if you're a Stoic, you're unfazed by the external reality. All the Stoics, everything they preached was basically manifesting. All is mind. You have control over your mind and not other people. But when you control your mind and when you change the way you look at things, the things you look at change, right? It's a cliche and I always say it, but it does. People change when they see that, when they're not that they see, but when you start changing the way you look at things, people start to change and conform. But it's realizing that trying to change the external world and go out there and do everything, the Stoics just believe, well, what may come, but we're going to be stoic and we're going to take the good with the bad and not react, because we know that our thoughts create everything, the good, the bad, and the ugly. So I forgive it. If I created something bad, I forgive it. It sucks. And I'm like, okay, where's the positive in this? If everything's truly working out in my favor, like the last video I said, everything's truly working out in my favor. So, even though it looks bad and ugly now, the only question I'm asking is, man, this is interesting. This is going to be really interesting when it works out in my favor. So that's how I would balance the stoicism with it. The stoicism is just, I'm looking at it at a very calm, neutral way. I'm not mad. I'm not capable of being angered by that. If they can anger me, then they have control over my mind. but I'm supposed to be here having control of my own mind. If you're a Stoic, you got control over your own mind. So if I want to be in control of my mind, I can't let anyone or any external thing change my state. Only I could change my state. And then sensitivity, I mean, I'm not saying to go around and be like over, like just whatever. I mean, sensitivity, masculinity, stoicism is the only one that's kind of a consistent. Sensitivity and masculinity are relative terms to whatever. If you want to be hyper masculine, show no emotions, whatever like that, you could do that too, but still deep down be sensitive. If you want to be super sensitive and like, oh my goodness, I feel so good to be around you, and you want to be like that, you could be like that too. I mean, it doesn't matter. You could be sensitive or masculine either way. But I think the most important of those traits that you brought up was the stoic, being stoic about it, not being fazed by anything. So if you choose to be more sensitive and people got a problem with that, you're stoic. It doesn't matter. It feels good to you. If it feels real good to be hyper masculine and show no emotion, and people got a problem with that, it doesn't matter because it doesn't bother you. You're stoic, so it bridges right in the middle. Let's see. I started talking to one of my SPs. She thinks I deserve better than her. My SP thinks my value is high, and she thinks she is not good enough for me. I have no idea what assumption I have on this. Well, what assumption I'm thinking, what an assumption I'm thinking on that one is, and correct me if I'm wrong, but this could be if I was in your position too, and I've had other women say this to me before in the past, and it was an assumption. When you break it down, you're looking for a way, maybe they're spinning you off because they're not, you're thinking maybe you don't think you're good enough, but that's like a good excuse they give so they could validate your self-concept and let you go. I don't, trying to think what self-concept they could be creating that. I still think it's like maybe you feel like somewhere deep down, does it feel like she just tried to spin you? Because I've been in that situation when I really broke it down. I'm speaking from my personal experience because I've had that same one happen. And it was when I deeply broke it down, it's like, I know I have a good self-concept, but at the same time, so it's like, so the 3D has to validate that self-concept, but I felt that it was a way to spin me off and say, yo, you're too good for me and blah, blah, blah. And, you deserve someone better. And I took it as I was being curved. And that was the assumption I had deep down. So be honest with yourself and ask yourself that. That would be, if you're in that same way of thinking that it's hard for me to tell without knowing too much of the situation. And like I said, when I work with people on like one-on-one and stuff like that, it's like I get to know their story more. I could pick up on, when you get to know somebody, you know them. So, but I know you, John, from the chats and when you were on Discord and stuff like that, but it's just the little bits and pieces I pick up here and there. But I've been in that situation, and that's what I found in myself, was that I still was holding a self-concept that I'm good, but maybe I thought, maybe you felt that you were too good for that SP somewhere in your mind, and then it had to play out, or it's just validating the fact that, yes, your self-concept is high, but you don't feel good enough for that SP, so that's the way that they can bridge where you can get curved and still be validated. For sure, bro. There's no pressure on it. I'm just I try to help the best I can through here without, like I said, you don't need coaching with me. It's just an option to, if I can't help you here, like I always try to help in the comments or in the live streams, but sometimes it could be difficult with just little snippets of stuff. 2 is better than 1. Get the second SP. I mean, it's all up to you, Glizzy Gobbler. Whatever works best for you. And Gary, what's up, brother? How you been? Welcome in. I'm gonna take the next question now. If you guys got any questions, drop them there. Hopefully, I answered H's question. And this is like a user, bunch of letters and stuff like that. Not bad. That's good to hear, bro. What movies have you manifested today? I have like 5 to 7 SPs. I love that it's Kronk is the. Oh yeah, it's all coming together. when all 7 SPs show up at your door at once. Oh yeah, it's all coming together. How could we get into a state? Okay, here's another question we have from the community post earlier. How could we get into the state of feeling prioritized, chosen, and loved by SP, overcoming wavering, such as checking the 3D, wondering where it is, and how do you improve self-concept and trusting the process of manifesting SP? I'd love to hear your thoughts on dealing with this. So this person, it's from I am Alcatraz. I am Alcatraz. If you're here, this is your question. I am going to probably look through my thing and send you a link to videos I've done on that in the past. But in terms of improving your self-concept, there are multiple things you can do. If life is a play, we're just actors in the play, right? What does the ideal actor look like in that play for you? What does your ideal top self look like? How do you dress? How do you carry yourself? How do you expect to be treated? And then you start acting as if you're that already, not being confident or not being cocky, but being confident, going about your day as if you already are the man that you want to be and you have what you have. That's living in the end and getting to that state. But another thing with your self-concept is if you're saying you're wavering with SP and stuff, if I ask you what you think of yourself and your self-concept is raising, I want to ask you what you think of yourself, and you could, without hesitation, tell me that you're the man, everything works out in your favor, you love your life, you always get what you want, whatever positive things you could say for yourself that make you feel good about yourself, you could rattle them off like nothing. And then I also want you to say, because you have a self-concept in everything in life, like I've talked about this, your self-concept with the gym, with friends, with family, with even manifesting in general, with yourself and the social rungs of life, and SP. If I asked you what SP thought about you and you hesitate or you say something negative, then you have a low self-concept in terms of SP. How do you raise it? I'm not saying to do these things to impress SP, like go to the gym and dress better and do things like that, because I don't know how you dress, and I don't know if you go to the gym, you might be fucking Mr. Olympia wearing suits every day. I don't know. But what makes you feel confident? What is a passion or a hobby or something that you do that makes you feel good about you? Where if I were to ask you about yourself, you would tell me that you're the man because of this and this and this. What builds your self-concept and your confidence in yourself? And I would also tell you to do a mini manifestation list, because that builds your confidence in terms of manifesting. So little things that are, big and little are relative, not only in sizes, but big and little manifestations are relative. Somebody who has a very good self-concept when it comes to dating and women or women with men, whatever it is, when you have a high self-concept in relationships, it's very easy to manifest an SP. If you're somebody who's come from money and you want to manifest more money, it's very easy for you to manifest money. So those would be little manifestations for you. Those would be the mini manifestations. But for you, it's like, what was like ones I listed was like, I grew my hair out and I was too lazy to go get a haircut and it looked like shit. And I was like, oh, I always get complimented on my hair. And I was getting all these compliments on it. See a car from the 1920s, or see a chrome car, just things you don't see every day. And it's like, oh, wow, I wrote that down and that showed up right away. So that is where another way you could pick up your self-concept in manifesting, by working on a mini manifestation list. If your body makes you insecure, go to the gym, build your self-concept there. If you're an artist or a filmmaker or a musician, pursue your passions and get better at them. Become the best you can at them. And that's going to make you more confident. And when you're wavering, and you asked about wavering with SP too, throughout the day, do you have to be perfect? No. Did I have panic attacks during the shit? Yeah. Did I feel like garbage? Yeah. Did I feel like it was ever like 100% fully going to happen? No. But the thing was, dominantly, I was feeling I was dating her before we were dating. But even though that was the majority of the time, there was still a lot of time where I felt I was not, where I felt this is never going to work. So you don't have to be perfect at it. As long as you're more dominantly in the end scene and the positive mindset than the negative one, you'll be fine. We'll go back to those questions in a second. I see, hello, been in the office doing some training for work and then kickboxing, came back to old school. I haven't seen Old School in so long. If you remember the film, we're streaking through the quad. Yes, Gary, I remember that one. I remember I used to love that as a kid. Like I was a little kid watching that movie. But that's a good movie. I haven't thought about that in a long time. Um, I have manifested some stuff really fast. Others still taking longer, but I know it will come. Exactly, Eric. And it's funny how things go with that too. It's like, um, I manifested my SP quicker than a blue squishy stress ball in the past. Like, I think that one took me 2, 3 years to manifest. It was a blue squishy stress ball with the letter N on it for Nick, and it was written in black. And I didn't find it till I started almost 1 year ago at this job where they had it sitting on a desk somewhere. And I have it as a manifesting challenge again now, and it's been up in the Discord for maybe 2 weeks, 3 weeks. No one else has commented on it, and I haven't either. It's only because I won't do the ladder experiment because I climb ladders daily. I climbed the ladder today, so I don't do that one. But it's like this one, I had a fear of it too. It's a blue fucking squishy ball. It's not the first time I've been afraid of blue balls, but this one seems like a bigger problem for me to manifest than anything else. And it's supposed to be a mini manifestation. What's the attachment to a blue ball? It can't say nothing, but it was a negative experience with it in the past. So that is something that I feel difficult. It made a mini manifestation into a big one. But I'm sitting here with SP, which is the big one to everybody else. Or it's like when you're in a good money self-concept and then a couple bad financial things happen, and now all of a sudden you have a horrible money mindset and you're losing more and more money. Why did you let those circumstances dictate it to you? Because I went through that too. And that was something I'm coming back from at the moment. Let's see. Hey, Mystic, lots of conflicting beliefs and thoughts that hinder my manifestation. I feel like trying to create a new assumption is very forced. Shouldn't the least AMT, the least amount of effort be applied? So Adro Peso, yes, you should be. It should feel normal and natural, but I will say this: you're trying to create a new assumption. You're changing your self-concept. You're changing your belief system to something else, and it's going to be a little bit uncomfortable at first, and it's going to feel like bullshit at first. And there's, like I say, manifesting is the easiest and hardest thing in the world. It's literally, what do I want? Do I know exactly what I want? That's the number one thing, and this is something where a lot of people, they struggle with it. It's like you come to me for coaching or something, and I sit down with them. I'm like, what do you want? My SP. Okay. And then you really get into it. It's like, no, they would just rather be in a relationship and feel valued, because then, why do we go to the gym? Do we go to the gym because we want the muscles? No, we want the status that comes with the muscles. Why do we want our SP? It's because we want the feeling of love from the SP. So if you want to feel loved by SP, first of all, you need to love yourself. Now, I'm telling you the cliche. I'm telling you, like, what you always probably hear is, that, oh yeah, you got to feel love before you get love, right? It's what we hear it all the time. And I know you probably don't want to hear that, but you need to give yourself that love first. And when your thoughts are conflicting, you need to find a method or one of the techniques. Like I said, the techniques do not manifest, you manifest. And I always say that, I'm going to stick to it. Every technique works, but you have to find the technique that works for you. So which technique feels natural? If you were to say something that goes against what the 3D is showing you as an affirmation, does that feel like a lie? If you're like me, it's more hard to believe an affirmation than a visualization. But if you're getting lost in a daydream or a visualization or a sat session with your SP, it might be a little uncomfortable, but if you do it long enough and you sit there and you repeat it again and again, or you go to sleep, I'm telling you this, I felt like a fucking idiot laying in bed, holding onto a pillow, pretending it's SP because I couldn't sit there and visualize and feel her in bed with me. So I would put a pillow there to give an illusion that, oh yeah, there's something here, somebody here, and it tricked my subconscious. So as much as a weeaboo neck beard motherfucking situation that was, it helped trick and cheat the code. So it felt like, okay, yeah, you've already done this. And then when you wake up in the morning, don't look back at the bed because, oh yeah, it's going to remind me, yeah, this shit didn't really happen. This shit didn't really happen. I don't want to look back because I'm going to feel bad. Don't look back. Just say, All right, like I would just go into my mind and like have a visualization where I kissed her on the forehead. All right, see you after work. And now when I go to work on Saturday morning, she's sleeping in my bed or I'm sleeping in her bed, giving her a kiss on the forehead before I go to work. Like that's how this shit works. And I go to sleep in the same position where they fucking put the pillow to fucking go to sleep and pretend, and I would visualize her in that position. That's the same one we sleep in every night. And it was not when we started, when we first met. It was not the same way we used to sleep. So even that changed. So it's weird, but it's like, even though you don't believe it and it is uncomfortable, it is forcing yourself out of your comfort zone. It's like the gym too. It's like, forcing yourself to do some workouts that you don't want to do, but you know they're beneficial. You're Once you do that and you tear down those muscles and they rebuild, it's easier to do the weight the next time. So each time you force yourself through a SAT session or through an affirmation rampage or through a scripting session, the next time you become numb to it, but you're trying to throw yourself into it as much as you can. And then just start affirming too that the more I do this, the more natural it becomes. And you have to sell yourself on the idea that because I'm doing this, it's going to work. If it's worked for other people, why would it not work for me? But it's more or less your ego and like, well, what would other people think? Or it could be, I'm not saying this is you, but this is somewhere I came from. What would people think if they knew about this? Now I tell everybody what the fuck I did. Like, it's like, well, what would people think? And this is weird. Does it really work? What choice do you have? If it makes you feel good and you feel like shit now, why not do it? Just to feel better. Good question, Glizzy. I love manifesting. Manifesting Mandrill. Well, I can see you love it because you got the name. I know what I want. Big booty girls with a pretty smile. There you go, Eric. I'm right on board with you there, brother. When you visualize, then you materialize. If you've been there in your mind, you'll get there in the body. Exactly, Glizzy. That is true. You see it in your mind first. You experience it in your mind first, then it happens in 3D. And it's crazy. It sounds stupid. It sounds like made up fiction and stuff like that. But I tell everyone, I would not put my face out here and be making fucking merch and doing all this shit if I didn't believe in this shit, and I didn't experience it. And like I actually referenced this on a video because I've had a couple clients come to me and tell me about. I'm not going to throw shade or name names, but about people like coming out here and just the way they teach this shit. And it's like, they don't know it. They didn't live it. Like, unless I lived and experienced the things I experienced, I wouldn't be putting my face out here. And like, I get it. People are like, oh yeah, you can make money on it. So this fucking, yeah, read the book and just interpret the book. You didn't even interpret it. You just fucking reread it, you dumbass. But anyway, that's me ranting and not being a good, forgiving, mystic Christian, like, and forgiving people for scamming. But yeah, I heard some stories from some clients about other people, and it kind of pissed me off earlier. But teach their own. I usually reach out to SP. I haven't now. Flipping the script. I don't know if that's messing with the 3D. No, it's so. I'm just going to say Viv because you got numbers after that. So Viv, so I know what you mean though. Sometimes by not reaching out, you feel like that's also messing with the middle, and messing with the 3D. But it's not. It's whatever feels natural to you. So it's like people are like, oh, should I message first or wait for them to message first? And when you really break it down, and I'll say statistically, most of the time, myself included, why are you reaching out? You're reaching out because you have the deep understanding and belief that if you don't reach out, there will be no communication because you don't deserve to get the first message. That's some kind of underlying message you have for yourself. I did too. But if it's uncomfortable for you to keep reaching out first and you don't like it and you're refusing it, it's like, what do you have to lose? And chances are the conversations are probably dry anyway, because I know they were for me when I was doing that. It's like you're being curved. So it's like if you want to send the first message and it feels natural and you don't give a shit if they respond or not, or it's like, oh, you're out in public and you see this funny thing and you take a picture of it and you want to send it to SP, send it to SP. But if it feels uncomfortable still, but you would like to and you're worried about how they'll respond, send it in your mind and have the inner conversation. I just posted a video on inner conversations but it's like, if I send them this, how would I want them to respond? And they would respond like this. And if they said that, what would I say? And you go and you have that whole inner conversation. It's easy for us to have these negative fighting inner conversations, so why not have a good positive one? But if it feels good to not respond or not send the first message, then don't. If it feels good to send the first message and you're confident in it and it's not going to matter to you, whatever comes out of it, then go ahead and send one. Being uncomfortable makes sense, but I'm like getting a headache trying to do all this mental diet. 3P consistently pops in my head, and I don't know how to stop the thought. Like, don't think of the pink cat. Sorry, y'all, for the bad story. Just trying to get some advice. No, Adriel, it's okay. I mean, I've been there before too, and like getting rid of a third party, it's hard because it's popping up, especially if you know who it is. I didn't know who it was, luckily, but it's like I was told he looked like me, and I've seen a picture of him since then. It does not look like me at all. Um, but I was like, but it kind of makes sense in the manifest thing. Oh, he looks like you. It's like, yeah, because you're your own worst enemy. You created the third party. You created that situation. That's why I say forgive yourself, forgive the SP, forgive the third party. So if the whole situation is bothering you, take this, believe it, go on faith with this, write a letter to the third party, being nice but firm, and setting that boundary. Hey, that's my girl. Thanks for taking care of her in the time where I've rebuilt myself and worked on myself, but I am now ready to take care of her. I'm very happy for you that you've wound up with a new person and that person is way hotter than SP, and that person's giving you everything you want, and I wish you all the best, but politely and respectfully, fuck off, bro. And then you burn the letter, and then you write one to SP. I'm sorry that you got your heart broken. I've always been here for you. I've always loved you. I forgive you for how you made me feel, that I've become a stronger man, blah, blah, blah. And these are just things I wrote. And it's whatever feels natural to you. And then you burn that letter. And then you write one to yourself. I'm sorry, Adriel, that I've doubted you. I love you. You're my inner self, and I respect you. And you know what? We're going to come out a stronger man after this. Everything has worked out in our favor. Through this, we've spiritually grown. And I can't wait to see what the future holds. And now I can't wait for our first date, and things are going to be good, and this is exciting. And then you burn that letter, and you don't have to burn a letter. You can throw it in the garbage, whatever you want to do. But I always just did that. And then I said, once it's done, that is done. I cannot put any more energy on the third party because he doesn't exist. If there is no third party and I want to think about SP, I only think about if SP pops in my head, I'm going to a date. We're going to have a date in my head right now. Or we're going to have an inner conversation. If for some reason third party pops up, which I'm not going to say it can't, it had for me, but it popped up far less after I wrote the letter. And within a short period of time, the dude was gone. And then also within a short period of time, he had gotten with some girl who was, what I've been told, younger, hotter, not to be mean. I love you, Lily. You've seen the thing if you're watching, but that's what I was told. He wanted kids. The dude wanted kids. He got kids. He wanted whatever else. Everything he wanted was stuff that my SP didn't want, and stuff that me and my SP wanted were more aligned. And you know what? Everything wound up working out that way, but I didn't think about the dude no more. So I didn't think about no more third party. Because why? There's no energy to be put forth onto that. All I'm doing is making myself sick. All I'm doing is putting out hate for no reason, and then guess what? More people are going to hate me and reflect that on me. There's no reason to not forgive. Forgive yourself. It's not your fault you created it. You didn't have control of your mind at the time. Now you do. And if it slips up again, it's all right. Look, I fucked up 6 times, but what do we learn? You can't fuck this up. So everything wound up working out in my favor. If it worked for me, it will work for you. You just have to keep your mind straight on it. And there was times where I prayed too, and I was like, no matter how long it takes, I'm willing to wait. And you know what? In that process, I know I'm going to become a better man. For ladies, you're going to become a better woman. You're going to become a stronger, more independent, spiritual person for this. So that would be my thing. If you cannot get SP or third party out of your head, to do that. Focus on yourself and other things, gym, work, and your self-concept. Exactly, Gary. There we go. Okay, I also want to shout out, I don't know if she's in here, but the Lachey Marie, new subscriber here. You are so funny and very inviting. Keep posting. We are all here for this journey of you growing here. You are doing amazing, and the video helped a lot. And when it comes to you posting, don't ever feel like you have to come up with a new topic each and every day. Even if you repeat things you say in a different way, we all need that reminder, and we're learning how to manifest. Thank you. So, the Lachey Marie, if you're here, thank you so much for those kind words. And I read that because I thought there was a question involved in there, but thank you for those kind words. And I appreciate you, and welcome to the channel. I'm trying to find more questions. If you guys got them, ask them. I'm looking through the questions. I see a lot of positivity. Gary, I see another person trying to market their editing skills. Hi, sir. Do you looking for a video editor? I can help you save your crucial time through my editing skills. Well, sorry, we got Gary here. I guess that's all the questions. I thought I had more questions on here, or did I answer them? Well, we'll go here for the last 25 minutes. I got it. I know how to solve my SP saying those things to me. Adding affirmation, both my SPs feel good enough being with me. I might change the wording later. Easy patch, problem solved. That could work too, John. But I just thought about this too. It just clicked right now. I was thinking it was someone else that said that they had two SPs for some reason, but I think that was Kronk saying he's got 5 to 7. But in another video, I thought somebody else was saying that they had two SPs. I forgot. John, are you the one who told me you have a channel about two SPs or something like that? Or was that someone else? Because I was thinking about this. Why do you have two? Do you equally love both? Or do you want to hedge your bet that you want to hedge your bet because you're not confident that you're going to manifest the one SP, so you got the other one as backup, but you don't know which one, and you're kind of leaving it up in the open to see which one takes off first, and whichever one takes off, that will be the one that makes you most happy, and you'll take that one. So by doing that, this is just me making a speculation, so I don't know for sure if that's the if you love them both. I mean, it's a hard decision, and maybe it's the infinite intelligence saying, like, this one's saying that you deserve better, possibly the other one's the better one. Then maybe it's God and the universe trying to help you make the decision because you don't know the decision. Or if you're hedging your bet with two of them, it means that you're not sold that you can manifest one, so you need two, but at the same time, you don't feel good enough for, in a way, seeming like you don't feel good enough for both. They have two SPs, both SPs have channels, equally love both. Poly all the way, will not choose one. Okay. So it's not a problem if I don't fully understand it. So excuse me, because I teach from experience. You don't care. So you're probably not even worried about third parties if you're open to that. So, that eliminates one of the fears most people have. So that's good. But you're still with one of the SPs, though, from what I understand. I mean, that's even the SP who said that you could do better. That kind of means that you're with her, though. Anyway, and if you're, like I said, forgive me because I don't understand it, because I don't know. But the only thing she's doing is not committing to you. But if you don't want to be in a relationship with one person, right? That's where my confusion comes in, because for all purposes, kind of seems like you have both. No third party worries at all. Okay, cool. So yeah, you don't have to worry about third party. And it sounds like you have both SPs already. I'm just wondering what the yeah, see, that's the hard part because now you've added a new element to it for me, and I'm like, okay, you've added a new element and one that I personally don't understand, but not in a bad way. But it's just like I don't see the problem because to me it looks like you have both. They've already been manifested, but I don't know what you want from them if they're already with you. Like that's why I said like that would be the thing. If you ever wanted to back up on Discord or coaching with me, it would be easier that way. I think you're not with. Okay, okay. I don't know. I'm more confused now. I enjoyed your live Friday. Hope to see you and SP in more videos. Thank you, Eli. Yeah, that was her idea too. I was like, I guess I'll work the grill and stuff. And she goes, I think that you should go live. And I said, why? She goes, I don't know. I just have that feeling. And I was like, okay, cool. Well, we'll go live. And she goes, and by the grill, I already see it happening. And it turned out to be a really good, positive live. I love that. Um, let's see. Last question. I will. But been working on self concept and it isn't sticking, it seems. I affirm and visualize most of the day. Any tips on how to make it stick? Well, one, affirm to yourself that you are every day in every way getting better and better. You're a confident man who gets everything that he wants out of life. And how do you what makes you feel confident already without worrying about self-concept or any manifesting stuff? What makes you feel confident? If it's the gym, which I have not seen the gym fail anybody on raising their self concept because, and I don't mean to be preaching a bit, it's like it's what's worked for me. If the gym makes you feel confident, I would say go there. It's like a direct place where you do something and you see a result. And when you do that and you see the result, it's like, okay, using that as a metaphor, same thing with your affirmations. You might not see it every day. Like you go to the gym for a couple weeks, you might not even notice the results, but then you look back at the progress pic from one day and you're looking at it from the other day and you're like 3 or 4 weeks apart. It's like, wow, look at all that progress. It's learning to, oh, it's a dog. I was like, something sounded scary as hell out there. I don't like living by the woods no more. I want to go back in the city. Um, but anyway, now that the demon distracted me, um, let's go back to Adriel's question. So the gym, I felt, in my personal experience, has always helped me build self-concept. Another thing that helped me later was um, getting out of my comfort zone on things I don't want to do. If it's something that scares me, I make sure I goddamn do it because that makes me feel more confident, makes me feel brave. And again, with the mini manifestations, those are giving you results in the manifesting world to build your confidence. And what was the other part I was going to say to you too? Yeah, if you want to dress a certain way, you work out, whatever way you feel you're upgrading your life and that you can do it, do that. If you have a passion, do that. It doesn't have to be just straight up manifesting stuff. It's giving yourself credit on everything that you've done in your life, being grateful for everything that you have. This is why gratitude is so important. And on top of that, doing things that make you feel more confident. And on top, and then obviously the mini manifestations. I tried to manifest an SP out of thin air. I tried the manifest SP out of thin air technique, and it's crazy how they popped up out of nowhere. She's my coworker now, and I've been affirming. Any tips for someone I haven't been with romantically? So I'll just say VLK. For me, that's always been easier. You manifest an SP out of thin air because there is no story attached to that person already. That person is already that they came out of thin air. So if you want to add to your story of it, you just start scripting. I mean, because you probably if you're doing the method of me manifesting out of thin air, you scripted out all their qualities and this and that. Write down how they feel about you. Write a little story about like the bulleted list about how they feel about you. She's excited when she sees me at work. I'm her favorite coworker to talk to. She's waiting for the day for me to ask her out on a date. She can't. She wants to ask me out every time there's an event at work. The classic work pizza party. She wants to sit by me, talk to me. She shares her passions with me. Things like that. Whatever and then like see those little things manifest into reality. I mean, like I had scripted a girl, two women, I think, maybe three, for sure two, one, 2.5, 2.5 out of thin air. But the third one, the yeah, so it's three, I guess. Third one was exactly everything on the list, like right down to the personality and stuff like that. And then I didn't write it, but I just started developing assumptions like, she's interested in me. Like while we're talking, like I figure I've stood up straight. I'm like, I'm looking very muscular. I'm looking handsome. And like these were thoughts that we're having a normal conversation, and I'm looking handsome. I'm looking good. I'm affirming about how good I look. And it's like, well, she can't resist me. And it's not. I'm not trying to be like narcissistic or condescending or anything like that. But it's just like it was more for myself to make myself feel confident in that situation and keep my self concept high. Um, because the only reason it will become a problem or make me not interested is when all of a sudden it's like, wow, I can't believe I manifested it. Now let me put a bunch of pressure on it and scare the shit out of myself and ruin the manifestation. So stay just like you were cool, calm, and collected, and the universe brought it to you. Remain that way and trust that it's going to be what you want. So either script it out or just feel it when you're talking with her. Feel like, man, I feel this chemistry here. This feels really good, and you're getting a little bit excited. And like that's how I would, and that's how it works. Let me go back, John. I missed some of your stuff, so I don't know if you're still here. I saw what we went up and down on subscribers or viewers. Um, SP1 is my friend, and SP2 does not know me yet. I'm in talking terms with SP1. She's the one that doesn't feel good enough to be with me. Okay, well, I would say that affirmation you added, John, earlier, if that felt very natural to you, and like you said, you want to punch it up and make it look a little bit better and feel a little bit better, go with that affirmation. Like I said, I would have to like talk with you more like in depth to understand, because I must say nothing's impossible, but yours has a lot of moving parts that I'm having trouble keeping track of. I don't believe there's anything impossible. That's just a hard one for me to keep track of all the things going on. And there's like a lot, it seems like there will be a lot of assumptions on different parts of that. So that's definitely one that I feel like I'd have to do some digging on. But if it feels normal and natural to you and that affirmation makes you feel good, then definitely go with that one, John. And if you want to punch it up, make it better. Did you have to clean the gutters after the live? Yes, Eli, I cleaned the gutters very good for a very long time. Felt like I got out of a sauna when I was done. The gutters have been cleaned. Royal honey will do the trick. I always heard about it. It was actually fantastic. Tasted wonderful and enhanced my performance. And as SP said, I did not need it, but I felt like a god on that honey. You can say you are confident. Oh, you can say you are confident and secure in myself. Of course, Angelica, you could say you're confident and secure in yourself. Or you can say, I love myself and I deserve love. You could say both, Angelica. If whatever one, you're giving those to somebody else. I thought you were asking me and without a question mark. Okay, good. I was just about to say, every day in every way, I'm getting better and better. Exactly, Kronk. Yeah, my old football coach used to say that, and I always liked that one. I feel my affirmations are more charged when I say while doing my reps, kind of like EFT tapping, but with dumbbells. I like that. No, that is true. I would be doing those at the gym too. Like while I'm on the treadmill or the Stairmaster or something, I'm saying my affirmations for stuff as I'm going. I love everybody helping each other out here too. That's awesome. You're welcome, VLK. Do you have any advice on worrying about the how when manifesting an SP? I used to be the one who would reach out when we reconnected. I don't believe that she would be the one to reach out first. Well, Eli, that's something you have to drop. You have to what's it called? You have to drop the assumption that you're the one to reach out first. One of my ways was I would fear running into her again, and we would run into each other. But because I feared it, the underlying assumption to that was things were not going to work out in my favor. So when I did run into her, it was always not working out in my favor. It was always something bad. But if it is you reaching out first, and now Eli, I don't know, is this a new SP, or have you decided to return to the original SP? I mean, there's no right or wrong answer, but whatever one you choose to do, sounds like if you want your original SP back, there's no, I would say out of the 6 times we went through this stuff, I think 2 times I reached out first, 2 times she did, and then 2 times it was through a random interaction. But I always had the assumption it would have to be me first. But when I dropped that assumption, I mean, the one story was her best friend ran into me at the gym, and we never really spoke before. I felt the urge, like when you're getting inspired action to do something or say something, it. Like there's nothing. The last time around, like when we split up in the summertime, I was kind of done at that point. But I was making peace and going through this forgiveness and stuff like that. And I had this overwhelming thing that, hey, she's going through stuff right now, like almost like a divine speaking with God or something like that. Because I guess it's like even though I'm the mystic manifesting, I still believe in God. So it's like I was having this because I was feeling like an inner crisis. So I'm doing my breathing exercises, meditating, but without a purpose, just whatever I need to hear in that moment. And it was like she's not feeling good. She needs to speak with you, whatever. And I was like, nah, you know what? I just wish her well. And then like the next day it was like even more like hurting my stomach. You have to say something. I'm like, no, this is just desperation. I'm good. And then it was like the third day, it's like, no, there's pain. Like you feel like a sadness in your heart. And I'm like, nah, if this persists tomorrow, and then it was like the 4th day, I'm like, okay, here's the deal. If this continues, I will say this message, and I was rehearsing the message I would say to her. And I just reached out. I'm like, look, I don't know if you want to talk or not, but I'm always going to be here for you. And this is unconditional love. And I kind of told her stuff. And like, even though it was me reaching out first, it was like a feeling I couldn't shake, but you could tell the difference. There's desperation, like reaching out because I need to be validated by you, or divine, like inspired action. Like when I had only met her best friend once, and it was on our first date. We happened to run into each other at a restaurant. And like, I was like, I wasn't even 100% sure that was her friend, but something said, that's her. Go speak to her. Go speak to her. And I was nervous as hell. Because one, I don't speak to people at the gym. And it's weird. And it's like, what if this is not the person? And then I just kept looking. I'm like, oh, she keeps looking over here. That's got to be her. And I'm like, and then that's probably her daughter or something also pointing. And they keep looking over here. And I developed the whole story. It may not have even been them, but I developed that whole story. And it turned out to be them. And then I was like, I can't shake this feeling. And then it turned out to be that she's a very nice lady. And it was, she set up the whole thing of us getting back together. So that was a way I would have never imagined that. That were out of all the ways I could have told you the bridge was going to unfold, it would have been running into each other at the gym. She gets so lonely, she reaches out, which was the ideal one, or I break and cave in and find some way to contact her or send flowers to her door or some shit with a thing. Let's get back together. Like, those would be the only logical ones I could make up, even with manifesting. But when I just surrendered to, I don't care how it happens, and I don't care how long it takes. I trust in God and the universe that it will unfold itself in the right divine time, and the perfect story will unfold. And I'm glad it took that way because it made an even cooler story. So, Eli, if it feels natural and it feels like a feeling you can't shake, then I would say go ahead and message. But if it's a desperation one where it's like, I'm so lonely, I can't wait anymore, I need this now, so I'm going to send the message and see what she says. If I were to ask you, what is she going to respond? And you can't say confidently that it's going to be this, something good, or I don't care, or you won't say, or you say like, I don't care what she says, I just feel I should say this, and I'm cool with if she doesn't respond, leaves me unseen, or blocks me, then by all means, go ahead. If you're going to be unfazed by whatever comes out of it, or if you have a really strong assumption it's going to be something good, and even if it did turn bad, none of that stuff phases you, then by all means, if you feel that pull and those requirements are met, by all means, go ahead. But don't do it because you need to be validated. That would be my only tip on that. John says, no problem. I might talk to you later. I appreciate your help. No problem, John. Yeah, I try to do what I can through here, and it's like some of these it's easier for me to answer. Some of them it's a little bit more difficult. New to your content. It's amazing. Just wanted to know how I can manifest SP with specific qualities. So DRAM, this is I have a video on it actually, but I can't link a video on here. It's probably called Manifesting SP Out of Thin Air. If you guys know it in the chat, like I forget about my videos when I post them. Kronk, I see a bunch of retracted messages, and Eli too. DRAM, you have another message that's retracted. I don't know if you guys are taking them back or we're just taking them away. So if I miss something, just repeat it. So I would do a bulleted list DRAM. Like this is how every time I've manifested an SP out of thin air. It's like, looks. She looks like this. She's like, I would always say like between 5'4" and 5'6", Latina or Italian with dark hair and a double D breast, hourglass shape, great ass. So that's like, there's the physical quality. So if I could go to sleep or visualize or hold on to her in my imagination, that's what I have. Kronk, I just see you lost another message, but I can't read any of. I got one more from you, so I'm gonna try and do that. So anyway, I would list out the physical attributes. Then I would list out the personality attributes, like she's into this, she's into that, into pop. I would always say pop culture, nerdy stuff like me. None of my jokes go over her head. We get along really well. What do you call it? So then you list off the personality, and then you hit a few bulleted points on how you guys get along and passions and hobbies you share. That's how I would do it. And it's funny because I don't have the manifesting book with me right now, I don't think. But I would just boom, 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 hit that down. Have no restriction on when or how it comes, and it would always show up. I figured out my limiting belief today. It's an assumption about my SP, him not making me a priority. My new affirmation is SP puts me first and shows it because I want action in the 3D. Well, there you go. As long as that affirmation feels good and natural to you, it's the right one. I do 1 hour walking, which is about 1 hour where I'm alone. This is where I robotic affirm. Blanket affirmations cause huge changes, especially the everyday one. I like that, Kronk. Yeah, that's where I love to do my cardio with my affirmations. That's the best place for me to do it. But occasionally, like when you're really into a lift and you're feeling the passion of the lift, yeah, it's like the same thing. Did you ever have a problem with anniversary as well, thinking this time last year I was with SP and now I'm not? Sometimes memories are sweet, sometimes they hurt. Yeah, Eli, that sucked too, because it's like, even like how Neville talks about every season has a feeling to it. So like you could be in summertime but think about Christmas and you feel Christmas time, and it's hard to explain, but you could feel what it's like for winter in New York. Well, I experienced winter in New York now, but for example, like I live in Chicago, so I would experience. I'm now experiencing Chicago summer, but how does the winter feel? Can I put myself into that state? Yes, I can. So a season comes with that feeling. For me, it seemed to be things happened in seasons. We would always be together around our anniversary, which was in April. So it's like we would always be together around April. My birthday and her birthday, we were always together. Every May, shortly after Mother's Day, which is next weekend, we'd always broken up. And you know how your subconscious is impressed with how it's like, it's like, oh wow, last year I was freaking out at this time. But it's like you realize the end scene, okay, look, flash forward, you're in the same boat as me now next year. I'm not fazed by it. It's like I think I missed the first Valentine's with her, but I got to spend the second two with her. Because I said it doesn't matter because I'll spend all the rest with her. And then it did happen. So don't be thrown off by the anniversaries. Just say, well, that's cool. This is the last one that we won't be together. Or who knows, we could be together by then. So don't get thrown off. But I do know that the seasons and familiar places and seasons and dates can trigger certain beliefs. That's why you keep your affirmations or your visualizations handy, or your end scenes handy, so you could drop yourself into those when you're struggling. I have a blanket affirmation Men prioritize me. I see other men prioritize me, and I prioritize myself. There you go, Angelica. See, whatever you do for yourself, you're getting back. And now it's like I said, your self concept is not just what you feel about yourself and what you feel about to all men. It's if I asked you what your SP thinks about you, that's where I want you to just tell me that he prioritizes you too, without hesitation or having to reconvince yourself. Once you've um, submerged your subconscious with that belief, then you'll know that you're good, and you won't have to question it or keep forcing yourself into that. Be aware of thought transmission. Thought transmission is very real, Kronk. Yeah, that's why you always want to imagine loving, good thoughts and good inner conversations with them because they will feel it. No, your answer to I would go wider and say everybody has always prioritized me. Kronk, that is a really good one for Angelica. Yeah, I agree with you on that. Out of thin air works people, especially the physical attributes. Yeah, okay, yeah, it really does. It's crazy how that does. And it's like, for me, it's like it doesn't feel like so much of a special manifestation. For me, it was always like, oh, the specific one feels like that. But when you really break it down, it's like that out of thin air thing is like, oh, I would have never thought I would run into someone like that, or the fact that they would be interested in me. So it is very cool to see that whatever you ask for, and I referenced this the other day after me and Lily did the live. The next morning we were reading the Bible. We have a nice live. We ate some burned food. I cleaned the gutters, and then we go read the Bible, right? And the one thing that I noticed, this is where I say this: anything is possible, and specific, like whatever you ask for specifically, you'll get. There's even a thing where Jesus is talking about how to pray, and he goes, "If you ask for a loaf of bread, I will not give you a rock. If you ask for a fish, you will not get a scorpion. If you ask for a scorpion, you won't get a fish. Whatever." It's like basically, if you ask for something in specific, you'll get the specific thing. That's why it's like, don't sell yourself short. Don't ask for like, well, I want a piece of bread, and then it's like, oh, you manifest in a crumb. It's like, cool, bird before land. I'm grateful for this little crumb or this bread crust. I'm grateful for it, but I know that I'm going to get the whole bread soon. This is a sign confirming it's going to happen. Don't be like, oh, okay, well, I guess that's the law of attraction type shit where it's like, hey, yeah, I got it. It's not what I asked for, but I got it. And it's like, no, that's a weak state. You get exactly what you want. Even the thing of a cat, I pictured a black cat walking around knowing that it was going to be this cat. This little bastard over here that's always making a mess and sneezing boogers everywhere and shitting on the floor. But hey, I said it was going to be my grandma's cat because I knew she would want me to take care of him. And there he is. But there was, before that, a black cat was staying here. It was the one I bought Lily's. It was Spike. He was running around here. And I was like, I could have been like, well, there's the manifestation. I pictured a black cat running around my apartment. No, that's not the one I pictured. You get what you want, what you ask for. You brought up a good point. I don't feel ready to talk, but I feel like I need to get the ball rolling. It would take a while to open her back up to me past, so I feel I need to do that again. Eli, you feel you need to start the conversation to open her back up to like talking with you, or because you don't feel that it could be manifested. It's almost like a way of like, are you really walking in faith, or do you feel that you need to take all the matters into your own hands and slowly reopen things up? And even though your self-concept's not where you want it or whatever, I'm just saying, if it feels natural and you feel good, don't let me talk you out of stuff. But if it feels good, go ahead. By all means, go ahead. After workouts, when you get that endorphin pump, it's a great time to affirm / visualize because you're feeling so positive. Yeah, exactly, Kronk. And I go to the one gym. I go there for my morning lifts. I go to this gym with a sauna. So it's like in the morning, I'll usually hit like I'll do my cardio and do my affirmations and positive visualizations. I'll hit a quick set of abs, maybe do a couple feeder workouts where it's like you're just taking a small muscle group and just pumping as much blood with medium weight in it. And then after that, my last 15, 20 minutes, I'll just sit and meditate in the sauna. And it's like what you're saying when you get that euphoric or the endorphin pump and you're just chilling in there and just letting it all go. You feel so positive that's a good thing. One thing that's been happening a bit, I was affirming heavily for my old SP, and I'm almost catching myself saying their name instead of the new SP. she got imprinted on my subconscious. That's funny because when I first met Lily, there was someone else who was still on my mind, and like I would be trying to affirm for Lily just to test the law and see if all the stuff really worked. But like my heart kind of belonged to the other chick still a little bit, so it was like I would be getting the names mixed up. And then when I started falling for Lily more, it was kind of like, okay, I'm fine. I'm just, it's mainly Lily, but sometimes because you saturated, you spend so much effort into the other person, it would slip in. Hey, Mystic, your content has been super helpful and I enjoy your humor that you had. Thank you, Spaceman. I appreciate it. That means a lot to me. I appreciate I feel like I recognize your name, but you might be new because I would say we got like 48 new subscribers over the weekend. So if you're one of the new people, welcome in. I really appreciate your kind words. The interesting thing about God, I'm learning, is he always says yes, which is why you can't be double minded if you're asking and receiving. Exactly, Adriel. God will give you whatever you want and it will happen in divine timing, but he will always say yes. When you're double minded, you're confusing him. It's like, I want my SP, but you know what? I feel like I'm not good enough. So he's like, okay, so I want my SP. A Bridge of Incidents is unfolding. And like I said in my one video that's coming up, that's going to be released this upcoming week, it's like, okay, God's going to give you your SP, but maybe the bridge requires a third party to show her your value. But you just see third party and think, oh, God damn it, I hate this. This is not what I want. Fuck her. I don't want to be with her anyway. And then he'll say, okay, well, she's with this guy. It's just easier to leave her like that. And now, what do you want? You would like to be alone then? And it's like, no, I want to have all the women. And then, like, okay, you're going out to clubs and stuff like that. And maybe they're checking you out, but you get a little bit of spillover and you get rejected a little bit. And then you're like, oh, all women are the same. Okay, now all the women are the same. And it's like, whatever you ask for, you're getting. So you have to pay attention to your thoughts and how you're talking to yourself. Because when you're talking to yourself, you're talking to God, and he's answering every one of those prayers. Yes, I still feel like I need to do the 3D dating coach advice instead of trusting manifestation. Yeah, Eli, I will tell you, it's like whatever you want to do, you do. Like I don't want to tell anyone to not do it, but I would just say from someone who's done it, it's like, what are you gonna do? Like, oh yeah, I'm gonna say this, and I'm gonna get you to trust me just enough. And when you open up, that's when I'm gonna start. I'm gonna find your vulnerable part. Then I'm gonna get you. It's like all that dating coach shit. It doesn't work. But when it does work, it's like, why does it work? Because you put so much faith in that coach and you believe by doing X, Y, and Z that it will work. So it will work when you do it like that. But where have those results gotten you in the past? I've tried that shit before too. Where did it get me in the past? Like it will get you so far. But when you lose your self-concept and you waver and you fall off because you thought the whole thing is a sham, even when you manifest and it comes in the most miraculous, beautiful way, if you don't believe in yourself and you don't believe that you deserve that miracle, it will be taken away. Because you're being double-minded again, like Adro said. Dating advice does not work. I have done it before with a dating coach, at least in my opinion. Yeah, I agree with Angelica. I was watching Goated Manifesting, and one of your videos popped up on me, so I gave you a shot. And I love your style. You're hilarious, and I saw you did a collab video with him and lost my shit. Oh, yeah, no, that's funny. I was going to say, I'm like, wait a minute, you're talking about Goated. I'm like, yeah, we did do a collab. I haven't talked to him in a while, though. I should probably reach out to him and see if he wants to do something again. We were talking about like meeting up in person. We were going to do this. I had this idea where we go to Vegas together and we just manifest some wins because I like to play slot machines. I was like, oh, we could do that. And it's like, it was going to be for my birthday, but then I didn't even wind up going out there for my birthday. But yeah, I haven't talked to him in a while. It's actually a good idea. I should reach out to him. But yeah, I tried to collab with a bunch of coaches and stuff like that. And then it was like kind of like right now I'm just want to get back to me and the core and the message and everything like that. And like today I'm going to have to post a video. I think the video I'm going to post is going to be one I just recorded instead of I hate that inverted camera because I'm making my hat crooked by going the wrong way. I'm going to be posting a video on that I just recorded because the one from last week I tried to put it together and it rendered it and it whitewashed me the fuck out. Like I know I'm white as fuck right now without a tan, but it's like really pale. Like That won't even help. And the filters just look dumb, so I only want to release stuff with good quality right now. But we're a little bit over an hour now at this point, guys. So if you got any more questions, things you want to talk about, because I'm gonna start closing it up. So if you guys got any more questions, let's bring them in. And I'm like VLK, I appreciate you, and I appreciate Spaceman, and I think DRAM is new. Kronk, I think you're new. Now I know Kronk's new, pretty sure, because I don't recognize that. Who else was new up here that I did not recognize? Or maybe you guys have been around. If you guys all been around and I just never really commented, because I recognize John, Angelica, Eli, Adro, you're relatively new, but you've been in the chats chatting. Viv, you're new. Glizzy Gobbler, that was the name. I knew it was another funny name. Glizzy Gobbler's new. But welcome in, guys. Nice to meet all of you, and glad you guys are enjoying the channel. Hope all these videos are helping. Seems like they are. And I'm glad that they hit the algorithm. One of my affirmations is all my videos go viral. They always help who they need to help. I always find the right clients and all that stuff. So I will say this. If you want to join the Discord, because now that I'm closing up, I'll put the final closing messages. If you want to join the Discord, it's $7.50 a month. It's we got a couple members already in there. It's nice, and like right now where there's not too many people, it's nice because we could all chat a little bit more intimately. If you want coaching, the booking for the Calendarly is under every video. You can find the coaching link there. We got my other medias if you want to watch my comedy channel, or I haven't really posted on there. Follow me on Instagram or Snapchat or whatever you want to see me on any of these other socials. You're more than welcome. Pretty much I've always been going to here. Appreciate you. Thank you, John. I appreciate you for choosing the Mystic brand. I hope it's helping. Like I said, I try to do the best I can, especially when I'm piecing things together too. I don't mean to brag, but I think I do fairly well at memorizing people's stories and stuff like that, and their usernames and names. What gets crazy is like when they change them. Like, think Yup. I don't know. Are you here, Yup? You were here on the live me and Lily did, but I know I met Yup as Yup, but then she was Morningstar, and then there was something about like no username needed, but they both had the same profile picture. So it's like when you do that stuff, it gets a little bit harder for me. But there's another person who changes her name a lot on here, and but I'm able to tell who she is by usually the logo color is the same, but it's a different name. But usually by like sometimes by the way that you guys talk, I'm able to recognize it. Perfect patience makes for instant manifestation. Kronk, that's very beautiful. I love that. Sayana, what's up? How you doing? We're in the final closing. We've been out for an hour and 15 minutes. I feel bad now. She just got here. But we've had a pretty good live. It will be up for you to rewatch. But if you got any questions, throw your question out now if you got it, because we're wrapping up. I was just plugging the Discord, plugging the coaching. I'm going to be launching the merch stuff soon. Give me your guys' honest opinion. Is this too low or is this fine? Like, I feel like, does this need to be lifted up more, or do I just need to do more push-ups and get my chest up? I don't know if the wolf should be on the belly or like hanging off the bottom of my boobs down to my belly. What looks best? Like the way the hats came out, but I don't want to market everything till it's I want to make sure like the shirts run good. I got notes on which things run big and small, but I don't want to market anything that's garbage. That's why it's taking so long to launch the merch. I mean, I could just slap logos on and then post it, but I need to buy it, look at it, wash it, try it, do all this stuff. Because if my name's attached to something, I want it to be good. Looks fine. Looks good. Well, thank you, John. Okay, cool. I got a question. What is the best lighting for YouTube? I just started my channel. I like it. Okay, good. Oh, you like the shirt? I was going to say. Cool. Okay, so it looks like the shirt's good then. So I will say this, Angelica. If you go and look through my channel, I'm not the best with lighting. Even when I was doing filmmaking, I started out just wanting to be an actor, but I taught myself all the different stuff. I had a friend, my best friend and me were working together on all this stuff. He was like the lighting guy. He adjusted the temperatures and everything in the editing. I liked the editing process and the writing process, big surprise that writing is one of my favorite manifesting techniques too, right? Um, and then the acting and being in it, and a little bit of the directing. But in terms of the lighting, what I've learned is okay. So I don't know what your studio looks like. These lights back here, I kind of like the way they look like that. Like if I turn this like this, that one I don't know why it's supposed to say don't overthink shit, but it just says don't shit, which is even funnier. Guys, don't shit. Also, the world is yours. Um, they give you a decent thing, but look, I'm blurry. If I do this, I'm a little bit more crispy, so it looks okay now. And that's just an LED light bulb in there. What I do like is in a black room or a dimly lit room with this thing. I didn't think I'd ever be a guy to use this, but I use this thing, and this is pretty good too. I do videos in the car for now. I do have a good amount of videos in the car too. Natural lighting is some of my favorite. Um, Maybe go to the car or outside on a nice day. I don't know how the weather is where you live, but maybe go outside. Oh, thank you. Yeah, that's the light ring is decent. I mean, they're not that expensive, I don't think. Get the light ring, and like the light ring comes with this tripod. So then, if you want to go stand outside in the dark, well, no, you have to have a plug. So the light ring won't work that way unless they sell battery ones. I bought a cheap one. Oh, okay. You live. Oh, you're like me then too. I'm not in Chicago right now. I need to go back to Chicago, but I'm in countryside. Um, Unfortunately, at the moment. Um, oh, Plainfield. Okay, that's not that far. But like I would say, I got some of those nice videos over at like the forest preserves and stuff like that. Personally, I love natural lighting. Cloudy days, bright cloudy days are great for filming. Fall and spring days are good. Summer days you can't really go wrong. I bought, I don't know if you got extra space in your house. I bought a green screen paint, put that there, and you slap that light on there with it. It does pretty good, especially if you got an iPhone. I just film everything on the iPhone, to be honest. But I've got this one and an actual film camera over there, and I don't even use them. What inspired the wolf logo? It happens to be my favorite animal personally. Adriel, the wolf is one of my favorite animals too. It's probably my favorite animal, other than the Labrador Retriever, because that was my dog growing up. And had German Shepherds too. I like them. They're kind of wolfish. But I've always liked the wolf. And then I got into Game of Thrones. Took me a while to get into it, but I got into Game of Thrones. It felt like always being like Ned Stark, a man of honor. And even if it costs you your head, you got to be honorable. What it stands for, it's like, I always say we're all in this together, right? So wolves travel in packs, but they also could be deadly alone. So just like we're all master manifestors without it, a lot of symbology towards it, but that could be overthinking it. But it was also me and Ink talking about Anita logo. I said I would like. She said that so would you like a sigil? Well, Game of Thrones, the sigil was a wolf, so I thought she was going to draw me a wolf, but Ink drew this, the little the red right there, and if you look, I guess that's the technical thing of a sigil, but it says I am, which is the creative power of I am. What does God say? I am. So she drew that, and I said, oh, I thought you were going to draw a wolf. So then she sketched out a wolf, but she was drinking when she did it. So it looked really good for drinking. But then I gave it to a guy on Fiverr. He slapped this together. Blue and black were my comedy channel colors. So, and blue and black are also my favorite colors. So I threw those on there. The guy accented them with red. I thought that looked pretty good, and that's the story of the wolf. Well, can you manifest being bad at manifesting? Since people say you manifest everything. Yeah, of course you can, Santa. You say, people are like, I can't manifest that. Yeah, you know what? I'm giving up on this. It never works out in my favor. I can manifest this, but maybe not that. I'm only good at manifesting this and this, but not SP. There's a lot of ways. Careful what you talk about. What you talk about, you bring about. Your inner words are communication with God at all times. So if he's granting every prayer, then you're constantly praying. You're constantly manifesting. Whatever you are manifesting, you are affirming. Whatever you're constantly saying to yourself, you're affirming that shit. So if you're affirming negative things, then you're not going to be a good manifester because you're saying you're not. But technically, you're a good manifester because, like, what's his name? Bashar says this. You are so unconditionally loved by the Creator that He will even support you unconditionally in not supporting yourself. So yeah, that was like a butchering of one of Bashar's quotes, but it's very true. I have a lab and a German Shepherd. What a coincidence! That's awesome. Uh, that's crazy. Yeah. And then it's funny too, Eli. You were one of the first people I met in this community. I wasn't even a coach. I went back to look through my messages on there, but I haven't been on. Probably you were probably one of my last conversations I had on there before I stopped using Reddit. I think I went back on Reddit once to post about this channel when I first started with some videos when I wasn't even trying to promote the channel. I was just trying to help people, and they took my post down. They were like, "Oh, no self-promoting or whatever." I'm like, "Oh, well, I'm not even trying to run a channel. I was just trying to help people." But then it kind of blew up into what it's become. I can film in my bedroom. No room for a desk though. Well, let me think. What you could I mean, you could. Oh, you could use this, Angelica. But this little cheap thing, but mine's broken. But I make it work. You can put that on even your nightstand maybe and tilt it up if you have a nightstand. That's dope. Thanks, Adriel. LOA content and my journey with it. I like that. I think more people should do it. Like kind of like I mean, I started it with just like a video to help people about anything is possible, and then Lily started coming back around that same time. That was like the time she came back on her own. I think where it was like where I always assumed I would have had to say something first. She drunkenly called me one night when I was lost all hope on it, ready to give up on it. And actually, I don't even think I ever told that story before. And I forgave her then, and we tried to work through things, and it still took more times. And I was not 100%. I was so anxious when she called and stuff. Um, yeah, I remember that. That was a good time. But yeah, I like that people are like. I think this industry needs more honest people at the same time. Um, Almost like Rich Piana, like I admire him about what he said about the fitness industry and stuff, how he like broke it down, gave the real, like spoke real about it, and did his own thing and did it his way. And that's, with this, I mean, some of the stuff I've heard about some of the other coaches kind of pisses me off, but whatever. We're doing what we do here, and if it pisses me off too much, then they got control of my mind, and I control my own mind. I just feel bad. I just don't want nobody getting fucked over. So I believe everyone who needs to hear the right thing will hear the right thing from the best channel that will help them. I thought Eli was asking what my channel name is. Like, you're subscribed to it. That's my channel. Only posted a couple minute videos. I'm not a coach. I just like talking about my experience. Well, that's still good too. Like people will be inspired just to hear about the experience, though. I'd have to find the chat. I used to always go back to it for motivation. Really, that's awesome. I didn't even know that too. I'm like, I was trying to remember. I thought about the people I talked to on there too, um, from time to time, and I was like, I wonder whatever happened to them. But I never reopened. I don't even think I had Reddit on my phone until when I got this phone. It like re-downloaded automatically. I like your transparency. You really put yourself out there, which makes it relatable. Thank you, Adriel. Yeah, I feel like it's like I can't lie, and then at the end of the day, too, if I'm out here lying and being phony, then I got something to hide. Then I got things to worry about. I tell you, like I wouldn't show my face if I didn't believe it and I didn't live it, because I kept putting off being a coach too. It's like, okay, I would manifest her, and then it was like, all right, I made a promise with God. It's like, okay, if you help me get this manifestation, and it's like, okay, you got it. And I'm like, but then if I lose it, then you're going to take, if I don't do the channel, you're going to take SP away. So you're almost making little bets with yourself and God in your head. And I was like, you know what? When it was finally all done, I'm like, yeah, because I don't want her to see the channel. So if that's why I can't start one. I'll just wait till we break up again, assuming that we're going to break up again. And it's like, when I did it, I don't even think I ever did one about the chest hair, but I always talk about it, manifesting a ring, the little stuff, just my real experiences. And then people got very vested in the SP thing, and that's what I was looking for too when I started. And everyone said there's no male perspectives on it, so I was like, I thought that it would be interesting. And I know Tone was pretty much Tone was like a year before me. He started, I think, and Goated. I think he started like a year before me, or 8 months or so before me. I think he started around February, and I didn't start till August. So about the difference, and then I respected it was another guy talking about it, and he talked like someone that I would know. So I tried to be here to be the relatable guy. I agree. Even if you're not a coach, it's nice to see people's experience. I found Angelica's channel. I just subscribed to it. Always looking to support people. Yes, true. I'm excited to get more experience with tech stuff. Thank you. See, I love that everybody's supporting each other. We're all in this together. I felt the same exact way. I always said I was a success story. I'd make a post on Reddit. I never did because of fear of feeling dumb if I lost it. I did too, Eli. I felt really. I mean, well, here everybody got to see me lose it on the channel too. You got to see the whole thing get rebuilt back up after the success story of all these other like manifestations. And you got to see me have it all ripped down, and then you got to see me get up there and rip myself down on channel, talking about how much I failed. And then what was the conclusion? That you can't fuck this up, and there is no failure. You should post it and motivate people. Yeah, I agree with that. Fuck what other people think. Somebody's gonna find value in it. Like I always said, even if my videos only helped one person, it would be valuable. And they helped a lot more people than I thought that they would. It's just me making a couple of videos because I was like, I'm just fulfilling a promise to God. And then next thing you know, I'm here, and it's like I want to make people laugh, and I want to do movies and stuff. And Gary's and I want to be a motivational like guy, like Rich Piana and fitness stuff. Gary's taken all my footage from all those things and turned them into really cool videos. You guys get to see my personality and my comedy through here. I've put little skits on stuff and little cinematic things around. So in a way, this channel kind of became everything I was trying to manifest. And I still have my other stuff that I do plan to go back to, but right now this is my focus. But anyway, I've rambled on enough. We're in the final couple minutes, so I'm just gonna say thank you guys so much. Let me see. I've been here for a while. Back then, the only men I knew that were goated. I forgot about Joseph Ally. Oh, I love Manifesting Monster too. Manifesting Monster was like my Abdullah by shutting the door on my face once. That was probably a little bit after I knew you, Eli. I think you started your channel the month I lost SP. Oh, so you've been in the shadows that long watching? Well, I'm glad you finally told me who you were. Do you go live on certain days? Yeah, VLK. Every Monday is supposed to be the day that I go live, but I just got back from a trip and I had a bunch of running around yesterday, so I don't have a set schedule. It's usually Monday mornings around 10 a.m. Central Standard Time, but if I don't do that, it will usually be Monday night. I plan to set one because I wanted to give a shout out again to Andrea because I see that you subscribed to my channel membership, which I didn't even know I had. I thought I took that down because that would require me making an extra live. So now I'm going to have to go live again 2 days a week because Andrea became a channel member, and that's one of the perks to it. So I'm going to have to go live twice a week. So I'll let you guys know which day I wind up doing that through a community post, maybe Thursdays or Fridays. I'm on TikTok too, but I keep getting banned on TikTok because I smoke on my live sometimes with cigar. So they will ban me. And I would like to go and read Neville every night, or the Bible, or Stoics, or something every night on TikTok, and we could save those videos and clip them for here. That's kind of one of my other goals. But for now, Monday morning for sure. And thank you to Andrea. Thank you to everyone who's new here. Thank you to everyone who sat through this for an hour and a half. I appreciate and love you guys. Yes, I was a snooper this whole time. That's funny. I'm glad you you told me who you were, because that gave me a lot of motivation when I needed it. And it was actually, I affirmed for it too. I'm like, I would like this. I was doubting myself that week. I was having a bad week as a coach, thinking that, like, sometimes you don't think you're doing enough, or you see, like, you'll get a couple of people come in at once and they're all struggling. And it's like, man, there's no one listening to the videos. What am I saying wrong? Like, I thought I'm clear on all this stuff. And I was like, I just need to hear one success story. It'd be nice if everyone else heard it. And you came into a live, and I was like, man, instant manifestation. It was like 2-3 days I was saying that. Manifesting Monster Akshay is hilarious and super motivating. Yes, he is. Space and Pitch, I haven't seen you in a minute. Welcome back in. I would love to have Manifesting Monster on here, but I think I've reached out to him once before already, and haven't heard from him. But with that, guys, I love you very much. Thanks for tuning in. Once again, if you want to go to the Discord, $7.50 a month. And if you want to get coaching, the link is at the bottom of all the videos. But love you very much, and we'll see you Monday for sure. And I'll let you guys know if we're doing anything else. Stay tuned for the community posts. Keep motivating each other. We're all in this together. And yeah, I'm getting kind of burned out. I'm going to go post the video that I just filmed right now, and not the video that I was supposed to film. But not the one I was supposed to post, because I got to figure out a way to make the color look better on it. But anyway, love you guys, and I'll see you in the next one.